in the studio, French cup of tea and story time. Why did you lot tell me you love stories? Just realize you lot enjoy storytelling. Should have told me that long time. I'm going to kill you with lots of stories, endless. Remember to subscribe to this channel, that way you don't miss any videos when I post. And be sure to hit the bell so you get notified. My first truck driving job was in Greenford, Northwest London. And it was with Pallet Line. I wonder whether that company still exists. Network of lorry owners made Pallet Line. That was my first job I did. What vehicle was it? It wasn't a Volvo, it was a MAN. In those days there was no automatic. When I started driving trucks, there was no automatic transmission. You had to know your gears. Actually, the key thing about passing exam them days was about gears. If you could never learn your gears, you'd wave goodbye to the license. The gears was such a big trick. When you're a new truck driver, just got your license. You don't know about a loaded lorry because you've been training in an empty, unladen truck. That's the ones they use for your lessons. So the first day you come in, you'll be so surprised when you drive off how the vehicle will be reacting. It's going to be shaking and moving slowly and so on and so forth. My first job, if no one ever tells you, not a friend or anyone, you will never know that until that day. No, you won't even think of it. Until they give you a loaded truck, you won't even be thinking of it. Because you can't imagine that the trucks behave so differently when empty and when loaded. So yeah, my first loads, I used to do a lot of spills. Just like any new drivers. You don't know what to do. On turning, if you're loaded, you're supposed to do it very, very slowly. When you're loaded, you're supposed to drive very differently. You cannot be in a hurry. It's not like the way you drive when you're on your return to the yard. Because now that you're empty, you're going a bit, chap to get to places and everything is on the floor and the strap has undone, and you're going to find that that a lot when you're just starting. I was so skinny and weak them days. Pallets on a tail lift and a pump truck. So they give you a pump truck and off you go. When you get to the places, you use your pump truck, work it to the tail lift, to the back, and lower it and take the pallet where they want it. Annoying thing about those jobs, the customers always, taking a piece. We want it up the other side. And yet the truck cannot really go up the other side. So they expect you to put it down and then pull it round where they're asking you. If you didn't know where to stop with them, you ended up losing so much time. If you get there and start having a conversation and people are getting you into nonsense, especially when you've just come in, if you're acting in a hurry, the receiver will take it from there. If you're acting a bit slowly and conversation, they are going to get you into conversation. You will lose all your time in one drop and you have 12 places to go. All right, mate, where you want it? Bang. You need to know the language, you need to know the attitude. Otherwise, you're going to be very slow. You won't be doing it. So if you don't know what to say, how to act when you turn up, that's the first lessons you're going to want to learn. Else you'll be so late. People will be wondering why you're so late. Away from the speed and knowledge of the areas, obviously I didn't know the area. Where to start, I didn't know there's traffic on here, so you start this way, that way. By the time you come back, there's no traffic. Go to the farthest one first and then work your way back. There's a lot of tricks that I had to learn on my first job. Ask a lot of questions. Even if you look stupid, ask questions. Telling you, because they're assuming you're an everyday worker. They may not look and see that you're new on the license. Even if they did, it's not their bother. They're not truckers mainly. Ask other truckers, however much they want to speak or not speak. Sometimes you really have to insist and ask them, what do I do about that strap? How do I strap this? You can't know. They will never teach you how to strap things in driving school. But when you get to the job, they expect you to know them. So how are you supposed to know them? Ask. When I passed class 1, I was very, very, very excited. The first job that I went to was actually in Essex. Was in Essex, around Linford Road, near Tilbury area. This was Canute, the yellow lorry painted company. Now Canute was the equipment thing. They took, what did they take? They took bricks. They delivered bricks. This particular site, they were flatbeds, and they delivered bricks. So stack of bricks strapped together on a pallet and on flatbeds. That means you need to strap them, each one of them. And they had cranes. I had no crane experience, but at that time I was just covering. So they got me one without a crane. Guess what? That was my first day on a Scania. Okay. 18 gears. There was something called a splitter and a collar. Imagine that. You hold a gear stick, yeah? You get a gear stick. It has 6 positions, but it has a collar to be pulled up and down, as well as a splitter, a switch on there. So it has 6 times 3, 18 gears, 18 positions. Imagine that. You're worried about your mirrors, you're worried about everything, the length, the turning, the what, but the gears, 18 of them on day one. Yeah? And you're a new driver, just passed. You've never done it elsewhere. You're in shit. I turn up, I think it was a 5 a.m. start, darkish. I did 2 big mistakes. I'm one who can accept I did mistakes. If you want to keep denying, oh, I'm perfect, then you can't improve. Innit? I made mistakes on that one. That was my first class one appearance. I had never hooked and unhooked on articulated. I had done it on wagon and drag. There's a difference. There is wagon and drag is like two lorries, one pulling the other. Then the articulated is just the trailer and with the tractor unit. All in all, I didn't know really how to. I knew, but I wasn't conversant. And it was dark. I'm panicking. It's new job, new people, new everything. What I did, they gave me keys to a unit that was attached to a trailer. They said, that's your trailer, that's your unit, get it off of that and go and hook onto a trailer number that they gave me. On unhooking, what I did, I was in such a big panic. Noise, early, everything. What I did was I unhooked. I put the legs on the floor, but I forgot the cabling. I did forget the cabling. So I put the legs on the floor, pulled the pin, and I drove off, snapping the wires, the cables, I mean. You know very well, that's how I learned that if you snap the red one, the vehicle just stops in an emergency stop. It happened to me that day for the first time. Once they give me the new motor, they say, fine, on your way, go on. With this one, yeah, I didn't even get out the gate. Because I found that splitter collar gear 18 of the Scania I had never ever met. You don't know whether you're at the top, you don't know whether, is it on 5, put it in the wrong gear and you're stepping and it's not going, you're going to burn the clutch. I looked for the lower gears, they weren't finding them. I didn't know about the splitter. So I think it had been left at the top. Maybe I'm trying to move off on gear 5 or 6 or 7. They had to recover me from the gate. I couldn't even get out. It's so embarrassing, so embarrassing. I just went and got into my car and left. Imagine that. These things have got to happen. You're not a magician. You get? Right now, I've not had mistakes around trailers for a very long time because it worked. I got conversant out after that. You get? But yeah, the life around trailers, it can be very dangerous. When you're new, very, watch yourself. The worst thing you can do always is to throw the trailer onto the floor.